All right, so here's the test for the Unit 10 test, how you would solve each particular question. So take really good notes, okay? I do have to tell you this test was a little challenging, so it's okay if you didn't do well. I just need you to pay attention to this video to make sure that you do well on the retake, okay? Miranda surveyed her classmates about the number of cousins each of them has. Her results are shown in the graph below. So this is going to be your minimum, your maximum, and your median. Okay, so your minimum is 3, your maximum is 9, and your median is 6. So remember, the median is the middle of all of your data. So whatever all the numbers are, they're going to be the same amount of numbers to the right of the median and to the left. Not the same numbers, but the same amount of numbers, okay? So keep that in mind when you're answering this question. So A, there are more students who have 7 to 9 cousins than 6 to 7. So 7 to 9 is here, and 6 to 7 is here. We don't know the data, so we can't answer that question. Okay, we don't know what numbers are in between because that's not the point of a box plot. Okay, it doesn't give you every single piece of data. Okay, so we know it's not A. The range of the number of cousins is 9. So remember, range is the greatest minus the least. So the greatest number is 9. That's your max. And 3 is your minimum. The least, so that's 6. So the range of the number is not 9, so it's not B. There is the same number of cousins with more than 6 cousins than the number of cousins with less than 6 cousins. So look at your median. Your median is 6. So guess what? It's the same numbers, the same amount of numbers to the right of the median from 6 to 9 that there are from 3 to 6. So that would be your answer. Let's see why it's not D. The most common number of cousins is 6. A box plot doesn't tell us the mode. So it does not tell us how many of each number. So we have no way of knowing that. All right, so that's number 1. Number 2, the table below displays the monthly sales of a product. So January was 1,100, February was 5,000, March was 2,000, April was 10,100, May was 8,000, June is 8,000. What is the mean, median, and range for the monthly sales? Well, always do the easiest ones. Mean is the hardest, so I would not do the mean. So let's do the median and the range, okay? So let's do, before you do anything, you have to put the numbers in numerical order though. Okay, so the least number is 1,100. Then we have 2,000. Then 5,000. Then 8,000, another 8,000. You have to put them in order first, least to greatest, and then 10,100. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Making sure I wrote all of them down. So to find the median, you have to cross off 1 on each side until you find the middle number. Now, there are 2 middle numbers because you have 2 crossed off over here, 2 crossed off over there, okay? So what numbers between 5,000 and 8,000? You can answer this 1 or 2 ways. You can add 5,000 plus 8,000, and you can divide that by 2. How many 2s are in 13? 6, with 1 left, so 12. 12 is going to be 5, yep, with zeros. So the number or what you could do is write out 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000. You can write the numbers from 5,000 to 8,000 and then cross them off to get the middle number. What number is between 6,000 and 7,000? 6,500. So you can do either way. You can add the 2 middle numbers, divide by 2, or you can write the numbers out and find your median by crossing off, cross. So your median, let me erase some of this. Your median is going to be 6,500. Okay, so which answer choice has a median of 6,500? Not F, not H. So it's either going to be G or J, okay? G or J. So the range is the next easiest. The range is subtracting the biggest, the greatest from the least. So the greatest is 10,100 minus the least is 1,100. So just subtract those and see what you get. 0, 0, 0. Borrow, borrow. So 9,000. So the range is 9,000. That means the numbers go from 1,100 to 10,100. The range in between is 9,000. So we could cross off G, so your answer would be J. Okay, number 3. The table below shows customers' favorite ice cream flavors at a popular ice cream shop. I need you guys to know how to do this because this covers a lot of information in 6th grade. Fraction, decimal, percent, percent proportion, part over whole. And so when we do our review, you will already have this because you remembered how to do it, okay? So anytime it gives you some data and you have to find the percent, okay, of the data, then you're gonna have to follow these steps, okay? So step 1 is gonna be to add all the numbers. So you're gonna add all these numbers up. Okay, so 42 plus 65 plus 38. So 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 5 is 15. 10 plus 4 is 10, plus 3 is 13, plus 1 is 14. So my total equals 145. Okay? Next, after you do step 1, step 2 is going to be to divide. So you're going to divide 42 over 145. That's going to be vanilla. 65 over 145 is going to be strawberry. 38 over 145 is going to be chocolate. So you're going to divide each one of those to get your decimal. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to use my calculator. It's a lot quicker right now. Okay, so 45 divided by 145. Okay, it's going to be 31 hundredths. 65 divided by 145 is going to be 44 hundredths. I think it rounds to 45, but it's okay. And 38 divided by 145 is going to be 26 hundredths. All right. Okay, and so those are your decimals. And remember how to convert decimal to percent. You move the decimal 2 places to the right. So 31 hundredths is 31%. You move the decimal 1, 2. 44 hundredths is 44% because you move the decimal 1, 2. 26 hundredths is 26% because you move the decimals 1, 2. So now you need to look at your particular examples they gave you to match up the percents. So vanilla is 31%, strawberry is 44%, chocolate's 26. Let's go and find our information. So vanilla is 31%, strawberry is 44%, and chocolate is 26. Now I think we're supposed to round, but just find the one that's the closest. So which example over here is the closest? That's going to give us Strawberry, 44%. Okay, let's look. Strawberry, 44%. Okay, so this one says 45. So that's going to be our answer. See how easy that was? Let's just make sure though. And then vanilla is 31, chocolate is 26. Vanilla is, and chocolate is 26. I probably did something wrong over here with vanilla. Let me see. Vanilla should have been 42. 42 divided by 145. Oh yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. It should have been 28%, rounding to 29. Okay. All right, so if you go back, then your answer is going to be C. Okay, but you understand the general concept. You add your numbers together, follow these steps. Add all the numbers. You're going to divide for each particular part of your table, the part over whole. So the vanilla was 42 out of the total, which you just added in step 1, 145. Divide that to get your decimal, and then turn your decimal to a percent. Okay, and then match it up to the bar graph. It would never be one like this because it has to equal 100%. Now, one of my students in my first period used it common sense. He went back and he said, strawberry's the biggest. So it's going to be the graph that shows strawberry the biggest, vanilla second, and chocolate last. So what he did was he knew that it wasn't D, and then he went to see which one shows strawberry being the most. This one shows, see, this one doesn't show strawberry being the most, it shows chocolate. So you instantly can cross it off. And this one shows strawberry being the most, but then it shows vanilla. Let me see, vanilla. Oh yeah, so it would have been between A and C, and then you could have done a process of elimination from that point, okay? All right, cool. Oh, you know what it was? He said that one, it just used the actual numbers. So he knew it wasn't the percent because it was out of 145, not 100, okay? So 42, 65, and 38. This one showed you 42, 65, and 38. And so he knew it wasn't this one because it wasn't the percent. It just showed you the amount, okay? So this is part 1. I will be recording part 2 shortly.